Starting with presentation 21, and in today's video we will be covering all the rules related to overtaking. So the topic is overtaking rules. I will skip the disclaimer, but I hope you are liking my videos. In today's agenda we will be starting with the definition. Then we will discuss about what are the rules for overtaking from the sides, and the type of vehicles, overtaking exceptions for cycles and mopeds, locations where overtaking is prohibited. One can surely expect one question from here. Cars plus trailers, some insights to overtaking by car in scenario of long and short trucks with trailers, insights during merging, and exciting hashed road markings, and further references and further reading. Okay, starting with the definition. Overtaking means catching up with and pass while traveling in the same direction. Means this is the road and here is one car. I'm behind that car, but if the car is driving slow, then I am catching up and passing the car to go at a higher speed. It is clear, I hope. Overtaking, sides and type of vehicles. Okay, overtaking, this topic we already discussed in the past, but discussing it again to sharpen the knowledge. Overtaking in normal situation always on the left, even if no vehicles or limited vehicles on the road. So overtaking is always done on the left, not on the right, but there is an exception where it can be done right side. Like for example, in this scenario, when the car is trying to turn left and I have sufficient space here, so I can use the right side of the road to overtake. Never overtake on right unless the front vehicle has made an indication to turn left. This is what we discussed now. Always overtake, in general, always overtake on left. In this special scenario only, we are allowed to overtake on right. Maintain a distance of 1.5 meter when overtaking. This was in some test series, this was one of the questions, so I mentioned it here. Do not stay on the left after overtaking. Always come back to your original position, that is, use the right side. Always be on the right side. Okay, overtaking at double white lanes. Okay, generally one may not cross a continuous white line to overtake, but in this situation, yes, broken line is on your side and continuous on the other side. If this is the scenario, then forward going vehicle can overtake and cross the continuous line. Means I can overtake this vehicle and cross the continuous line. Generally one might get confused that crossing the continuous line is not allowed, but only in this scenario crossing a continuous line is allowed. Forward going vehicle can overtake and cross the continuous line, and then the car needs to return to its own lane. A tip: not allowed to drive on a divider, but when the rush hour lane is open and the divider is positioned on the rush hour lane. This is just a tip, but generally if you can skip also, it is okay. Then overtaking exceptions for cycles and mopeds. Well, cycles and mopeds can overtake from right and left on the bicycle path. Motorcycles can also overtake from right and left in traffic jam, two cars and vehicles on carriageway. That makes motorcycles a little bit dangerous because they can overtake from the right and left at any time, and they are also they have a narrow view from the rear view mirror. Means generally if I look at my rear view mirror, I may skip the information that a motorcycle is approaching, because Yeah, the sight is very limited, and the view is, yeah, the view is a little bit less. So I might skip that information, which might lead to some kind of unfortunate event. Locations where overtaking is prohibited. Overtaking to trams on the right side allowed if not dangerous. Overtaking at level crossing is allowed. First, I am stating at which locations overtaking is allowed, but these are very special scenarios, like trams on the right side. If it is not dangerous, it is allowed. Level crossing, it is allowed. Overtaking on left and right, including in traffic jam, just before or on the roundabout, it is allowed. But overtaking is prohibited at the bends, and here I should gear down or gear up in bends, but can slowly accelerate with correct speed. Overtaking is prohibited at unclear junction. Overtaking is prohibited at zebra crossing. You cannot drive on the hatch markings on the road to overtake or a gore. So in this section I am discussing where overtaking is prohibited. These are the special scenarios where overtaking is allowed. Okay. Then cars plus trailers. Okay. If the length is less than 7 meter, they can use all the lanes. We already discussed this in the earlier videos, that if there are something like 3 lanes, 1 2 3, if the car and trailer combination is more than 7 meter or less than 7 meter, what are the rules, or what are the what should be done in that scenario? Like for example, this, if it is less than 7 meter, this car can use this lane as well as this lane, both for driving. But if it is more than 7 meter, then it is allowed to use only this lane and this lane. But this lane, it is not, it can only be used to overtake, but not allowed to drive there. But in case of a 2-lane road, only the right lane can be used for driving, but the left lane can be used for overtaking only. One can surely expect one question from this part in the exam. Okay, overtaking long and short trucks. First of all, how can I know that whether a truck is long or whether a truck is short? Okay, I can identify a truck is long if this kind of non-hatched markings are there, something like these, or vertical. If this kind of markings are there at the rear side of the truck, then I know that it is a long truck. And crossing a long truck or overtaking a long truck, overtaking is a little bit dangerous because I don't know the length of the long truck. Okay, short trucks overtaking is possible, and it is not dangerous to overtake, and I can identify a truck is short truck if this kind of crossing, if this kind of markings are there. Not the whole, but maybe it can be this, or it can be this, or it can be this. So this is just an example to show that, okay, how to identify long trucks and short trucks with trailers. Okay, insights during merging and exiting. When in carriageway and you wish to exit, then speed up in the carriageway and slow down just before exiting the bend. Then you can increase the speed. In the main carriageway, I can speed up, but while exiting on the side road, then I have to little bit adjust my speed. That is the information that is given here. But when merging, it can be very confusing what to do in case of merging, whether I should speed up or whether I should speed down. In general, the rule is that if an oncoming vehicle is coming and I have already seen, then while coming on the acceleration lane, I should speed up, but the speeding up should be less than the maximum speed limit. Then if there is enough space available, then I can merge without any disturbance to the oncoming traffic. And also, that is the responsibility of merging car, but what is the responsibility of the vehicles which are continuing on the main carriageway? As a social driving behavior, the vehicles which are continuing on the main carriageway should change the lane and give space to the drivers who are merging. In this way, the merging can happen very successfully. Okay, when I should indicate during merging? Always indicate from the start of the, means from here. From here I should always indicate till you merge with the main carriageway. Okay, so these are the rules for merging and exiting maneuver. Okay, hashed roads and marking, the concept behind it. The main rule to remember is that continuous solid lines cannot be driven over, but broken lines can. Means I cannot drive over these solid lines, but I can drive onto the or drive over the broken lines like this in this scenario. Hashed road markings are used to separate traffic lanes and to make it safer for the vehicles to turn right. Just remember that what is the purpose of hashed markings on the road. If traffic waiting, then I can drive over the broken hashed markings. So don't get confused that whether I should drive over the hashed markings or not. If broken line, I can drive over it. If no broken line, then I cannot use that space for driving. Okay, so we have come to an end of this video. The video presentation 21 is complete. For further references, please refer to these resources. And I hope you are enjoying well, and please avoid the confusing traps by clearing all your doubts, by knowing all the knowledge. We'll see each other in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.